It's hard to believe that we're already halfway through Revenge of the Sith. Let's continue on with Chapter 4, Defense of Kashyyyk. Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Chapter 4, Defense of Kashyyyk. Obi-Wan Kenobi has taken care of General Grievous, but the Clone Wars continue. Across the galaxy, Jedi Knights lead the Army of the Republic into battle against Separatist forces. Jedi Master Yoda fights on the Wookiee planet of Kashyyyk, but the Sith Lord Darth Sidious is about to reveal himself and draw a new darkness over the galaxy. Far, far away in the dense forest lands is our good buddy Yoda, who is introducing himself to Chewbacca. So yes, we finally get to take control of Chewbacca, which is awesome. Oh, let's get the lightsaber activated first. Starting things off, we have some lights that need turning around, and they give away a ton of studs, which is a good thing because this level is long. It is easily one of the longest levels in the game, and as such, the true Jedi requirement is quite high. So I'm gonna do my best to not die, which is always a good suggestion, or idea, or whatever the heck it is. I don't know, but one thing I do know is that to bring down the bridges, you have to light the panels up, and down it goes. Yeah, it's kind of awkward to control Yoda because he sort of swings himself along using his cane. But it was a lot more awkward in the original game because he, when his lightsaber was activated, he would just jump all over the place, making him really hard to control. So I'm kind of glad that they decided to change that. Not only that, but he would also have a floating chair, which granted him much greater mobility. So that was changed. And speaking of changes, things are taking a change for the worst. Oh dear! Darth Sidious has issued Order 66, and now the clone troopers have turned against us. The Clone Wars was a plot to destroy the Jedi all along. So now we're gonna have to deal with clone troopers in the episode. The soldiers that fought so valiantly alongside us are now our enemy. Alright, so we're going to assemble these lighting panels. And down goes the bridge. But yeah, as I was saying, Yoda is much easier to control in the complete saga, and I am glad, because I like Yoda. Yoda is awesome. If you don't like Yoda, then the Force isn't strong with you and you have no soul. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. Ooh, more lights. That's good. Alright, let's go ahead and collect some studs. How's everyone's day been going so far? I've just booked a voiceover gig, and also I'm working behind the scenes at my local community theater as a lightboard operator. And I'm really, really psyched because in a couple weeks is going to be opening night, and we're putting on a production of Newsies, which is just amazing. I got to see, I got to take a look at one of the rehearsals, and it looks epic. Put it that way. It's really, really epic. I wish I could have seen it when it came to my city, but you know, I'm privileged enough to get the chance to work on it in the first place. Well, as you can see, we have several Wookiees who are being held hostage by the clone troopers. So we'll have to rescue them. Alright, I think the next one is right over here. Now, when you are attacking with Yoda, be careful that you don't accidentally jump off the edge. Because, as I said before, the true Jedi requirement is massive in this episode. In fact, it might be the highest in the entire game. Now, if you approach an enemy with Chewbacca, he won't just slap them. As you saw, he literally pulls their arms out. It's just little touches like those that make the game worth it. Chewbacca is pretty standard as far as blaster characters go. Unfortunately, he cannot dodge, which severely limits his usability. Alright, so let's grapple up. Ooh, actually we want to grapple up to that platform because mini-kit piece! Yay! Our first mini-kit piece in the chapter. Alright, I think there is another Wookiee being held hostage somewhere in this general direction. And I think I'm on the right track because of the studs. Ooh, blue stud! Very nice, very nice, very nice. Me like shiny blue things. Alright, let's go ahead and... Yes, there is a crosshair that we can grapple up to. And again, go up. One more time. Ambush! There we go. And that is the third Wookiee in jeopardy. By the way, I want to show off something. This is our first introduction to a hat dispenser. Check it out! It's Indiana Chewbacca! Da-da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. Then again, maybe he would be Indiana... You know, in my opinion, Chewbacca is Indiana Jones if he had never shaved in his life. That's all I'm saying. Alright, enough messing around. I think it's time we get back on track and head on over to where the Wookiees are. But first, some more lights. The dark side of the Force has taken over, so it seems only fitting that we light up some lights in order to bring balance to the Force. Alright. Let's go ahead and collect some studs. Now that I think about it, once Episode 9 is released, I wonder if they're going to make another compilation with Episodes 1 through 9. I hope they don't. I know they made a Lego game based on The Force Awakens, and from all accounts it seems okay, but I would much rather play a game based on the sequel trilogy. I think that would be so much cooler. It'd be so cool to fight as Rey and Finn and Poe Dameron, Kylo Ren, and all the other cool new characters. Because for as much as people knock the sequel trilogy, you can't argue the fact that it does have some really awesome characters. And I like the sequel trilogy. I think it's a tremendous step forward from the prequel. Not like that was ever difficult to begin with. Although, maybe it could have been worse. It could have been like the Clone Wars movie. Man, that sucked! Alright, as you can see, battle droids and clone troopers running everywhere. So we're going to have to be careful and to try and avoid them as best as possible. A lot of studs here, but this is also a great place to get killed. So try your best not to engage the enemies, lest you want to keep all your studs. And let's go ahead and grow that carrot right here. Very nice, and there should be 2 more like it. Now, Chewbacca might be blasting the battle droids, but they'll only attack if you attack them or if you move closer to them, like that. And don't you just love how they say, uh-oh, whenever they're in danger? In fact, I believe this is also the last chapter where you will encounter battle droids, because from here on out, it's clone troopers and stormtroopers, once we get to the original trilogy, that is. Alright, I gotta get out of here, because I don't want to get blasted into oblivion. If you are feeling double-teamed, there is no shame in running away. That is indeed a viable option if you are ever, if your position is compromised and you're in risk of dying. Alright, it looks like we're gonna get to build one of those cool clone walkers. Fortunately, Yoda is plenty agile enough to escape any harm. Oh, and be sure you avoid the explosions of those charges, and that can be a little bit difficult since you have to get relatively close to them. And see, we've got a little over 33,000 studs, and we're not even halfway to the true Jedi status. It's kind of ridiculous, actually. Now, I wonder if I can indeed make that jump. Yes, I can! Most excellent. Yoda in a clone walker. There is no visual that is cooler. And that's just a fact. Alright. So I just gotta... those charges can still hit you even if you are in the clone walker. So you will have to be mindful of that. But anyways, we are gonna still be blasting battle droids, but I think there should be something down here. Yes, indeed there is. And I wonder if I can use the Force on that thing. Doesn't look like I can, actually, so we're just going to ignore it for now. And head back into our trusty clone walker here. Sorry, guys, I just need to borrow this for a split second. And avoid the freaking charges! Man, that's what's really been killing me throughout this project. Explosives, not enemies. Alright, with the advantage this power-up brings, let's see if we can get some studs collected. And as you can see, we just uprooted the second carrot. And that carrot being on Kashyyyk has made me think, what kind of food do Wookiees eat? I don't know if it was ever revealed in the original trilogy, but yeah, it's kind of made me think of strange things like this. Maybe it was shown in the holiday special, and if it was, I have no plans on watching it because I want to keep my sanity. I already don't have a social life, and I don't need to make it worse. Alright, we are past the worst of what this area has to offer. Yes, that is the third carrot. But the question is, can we actually reach that mini-kit piece, I wonder? I think we should be able to because the bridge is right here, and yes, we will be able to. Good. Good. I was worried for a second going in there. Alright. That should do it as far as studs are concerned, so let's go ahead and grapple up and shoot both of the targets. But first, mini-kit piece. Oh yes, that feels good. Alright. There we go. Let's go ahead and jump down and head on through. Now this area, it's a little bit annoying. Battle droids will be constantly spawning because of those two commanders up there. So you'll have to deal with... The first thing you need to do is take care of them so they don't spawn anymore. Like so. And also grab the mini-kit piece. Nice. Man, the total for this level, the True Jedi total for this level was much higher than I thought. I thought it was going to be at around 60,000 or so. But I know that's not it because we haven't gotten the final stud in the meter filled. Alright, I gotta get out of here and get to the other commander. There we go! Now that both of them have been taken care of, the battle droids will no longer spawn. Alright. Now we just gotta do a little crowd control, shall we say. Wow, I did that without even getting hit. I'm impressed. I thought my skills were much worse. Okay, let's face it, my skills are bad because I am a crappy video game player. In case you haven't been watching this entire project. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Right now we need to get rid of all the bushes here so we can collect all of the studs. And see, yeah, I thought it was 60,000, but that last stud is only slightly filled up. Yeah, I apologize if this video hasn't been a little bit more interesting, but I knew this was gonna take a little bit longer than some of the other videos. I guess it sort of makes up for all of the shorter chapters that we were playing through in episode 2, because this chapter, along with the next one, is very long. The chapter after this one also takes quite a bit of time. I don't know if it's as long as this one, though, but it comes pretty darn close. Ah, there's true Jedi status. Man, it was around 65 or 66,000. I'm not sure. I wasn't paying attention. How can you pay attention with all the shiny objects surrounding you? Alright, that's it for the power-up. I was hoping it would last a little bit longer, but c'est la vie. Now we need to get rid of all of these plants so the pieces of the bridge can be completed and put together. Oh wait, no, never mind. It's not a bridge, it's a raft. What am I saying? What am I saying? Alright, let's go ahead, use the Force, and I think we should be ready to go. Yes, indeed. So we're going to be enjoying a nice little cruise ride, if you can call it that. Sorry, Chewbacca. No hitchhikers. Oh, what the heck, I'm just gonna collect the studs outright. Taking way, way, way too long. Much like the video itself, actually. Alright. Now I wonder if I can get that mini-kit piece, because in order to get it, you need to use the Force on this Arc Fighter. And you have to hold it down for quite some time before it gets to the right height. And then, before it sinks in, utterly fail because you find out that you need a high jumper in order to get it. Insert foot in mouth. The rest of the level should be pretty easy. Just some more plants to blast, and some more studs to collect, and some more enemies to defeat. We're not quite out of the woods yet. Alright, I never thought I'd see the day when I saw battle droids and clone troopers working together, but since our enemies are one and the same, I can't say that I'm surprised. Ooh, some more plants to use the Force on. I could stop collecting studs right now, but the fact of the matter is that I want to purchase all of the extras, and this is one of the best gold mines in terms of farming studs. Okay, let's go ahead and collect some more coins. And wow, we're almost at 80,000 in this level. I wonder if it's possible to get 100,000. I've never actually thought of that. Is there some level in the game that in which you can collect 100,000 studs? Because if there is, I haven't found it. And that plant is nice enough to grant us a platform to get both of those blue studs. Now we have hit 80Ks. And because of that, I am happy. But I am not happy at seeing those guys. Feel the power of Yoda. The Force is strong with him. Alright, there is a dark plant, and since it's glowing red, it can only be interacted with Sith. Speaking of Sith, I am planning to purchase all of the characters, but I won't buy any of them until all 6 episodes have been completed in story mode. I want free play to be one big chunk, so I don't have to keep bouncing back and forth between story and free play mode. I just think the project is going to be a little more organized if I do it in that fashion. But if you're playing along with me and you don't want to do that, by all means, play the game however you want to. Alright, let's go ahead and get rid of these things. And we actually have a really cool segment coming up soon. Or at least I think it's really cool because it's kind of a throwback, if you will. Which is really odd considering we're playing a Star Wars game. But you'll see what I mean very shortly. For now, more plants, more studs to farm. Oh, and there's one over here. Okay, here we go. That blue stud is inaccessible for the time being. Oh, geez! That clone is in a walker. You can keep shooting at it or slashing at it with your lightsaber, or blaster, depending on what weapon you have. But the simpler way to deal with a clone or stormtrooper in a walker is if you use the Force on them. That will force them out, and then you can cut them down to size. Alright, let's go ahead and keep farming these studs. I wonder how many plants are in this level. By plants, I mean the ones you can use the Force on. I don't know if I'm ever going to count them all, because, quite frankly, I think I have better things to do with my time than that. And if you're keeping score at home of how many plants there are, I pity you. Alright, this section of the level is pretty cool, because it's kind of a throwback to Donkey Kong. You have to climb up this ramp. And there are boulders falling down that you must dodge. You can also use the Force on them to get rid of them. That's indeed another option. Ooh, blue stud. There we go. Come on. And yes! That's the way to do it. They're too tall for you to jump over. So your best bet is destroying them. Going up to another mini-kit piece, and that's our 5th one already. Wow. And another reason to say wow, we're at 23 minutes. Well, I can't say that I'm surprised. This is a long level. So, yeah, I kind of expected it would take a while. Alright, here. Build the steps. Jump on before you get squashed. Step on the switches, and we are golden. Almost! We have yet another clone walker to deal with. Oh, that looked very painful. Typically, when a walker is surrounded by multiple enemies, you'll want to concentrate on the foot soldiers before you deal with the enemy in the walker. And man, I am not doing too well, which is ironic because I dealt with the first one with no problem. Ah, there we go. Now I can finally use the Force on it because for some godforsaken reason I couldn't use it earlier. Ah, I'm getting frustrated. Alright, let's go ahead and do some redecorating here in the woods. Normally I'm very eco-friendly, but I am angry at the betrayal of the Army of the Republic that I am going to take no prisoners when it comes to the botanical world. Alright, so we've got some more enemies to deal with, and this is actually the final stage of the level. At last, we have reached it. You need to activate all 4 of these switches. And once that is done, the capsule should come up. And for some reason, it's not coming up. I am kind of puzzled as to why that isn't the case. But in the meantime, let's deal with these guys and the bushes. You can't forget the bushes and plants. Oh, that's right. You have to destroy the switches. I forgot about that. Yeah, my memory of this episode, or chapter, I should say, it isn't the greatest. I remember some things, but I forget others because it's so long. All right. Die, die, die. Thank you very much. And there I go again, spouting that catchphrase. All right. So I'm going to temporarily switch over to Chewbacca and blast these guys. And now, one switch left, and quickly get on top of the capsule. And again, I can't freaking reach the mini-kit piece because I am unable to jump high enough. But with that, it is time for Yoda to leave. Okay, so at long last, the chapter is complete, and we have unlocked Chewbacca. Thankfully, we managed to get 100% true Jedi status, which is really, really nice. And we managed to acquire a good number of mini-kit pieces, I must say. 2 more gold bricks for completing the level and obtaining true Jedi. Very, very nice. All right. I think it's time for us to end the video. We only have 2 chapters left before we complete episode 3. So next time on Let's Play LEGO Star Wars, we are going to commence with Chapter 5 in Revenge of the Sith. See you guys next time.